Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Dreamfall Chapters. When we left off last time, Zoe had made it over to Markyria and got captured by the rebels because she, not so smoothly, asked the innkeeper where she could find them. Kian, though, didn't have time to mess around with that because we are on a mission to try to save Bip. So, we're back at the docks because this is where the autosave was. I know at the end of last episode I just peeked through that door, but since the autosave put us here, let's just make sure there's nothing to interact with. It's kind of looking like there's not, huh? Well, it was worth it to be sure. Alright. So, more magicals being deported. Although, in a way, it's kind of nice to see that there were even some still here, because when Zoe was running around town, like, we didn't see any. It was looking rather like they'd got them all already. Ideally, we would like to be able to... Also, I think we heard rumors that, some of them were hanging out in the burnt ruins. But... ideally, it would be nice if we could find a way for them to stay here in Markyria.
When's this ship taking off?
In a few minutes, I think. It's fully loaded, barely any room in the hold.
Is that the last of the magicals, then?
From the ghetto, yeah. I mean, there are still stragglers. I see them around walking freely like they're actual people and not animals. That's disgusting.
You're disgusting.
Oh, well, they're not really animals, are they?
No, they're not.
Like, intelligent. At least some of them.
No, they're filthy animals. Good riddance to them.
Well, I don't know. I had a long conversation about farming with a Dolmari last year at the Rooster. She seemed nice.
You'll want to be careful talking about your love for the magicals. There's a reason they're being shipped off to the camps, you know.
Right. Never mind.
Anyway, you should be up there keeping watch, not down here talking to me.
You're an alright guy, guard. Comparatively. The way words are weaponized, though. Like, look at that. All he's saying is, I've actually had some face-to-face experience with these people, and they were pretty alright. It seems a little extreme to call them animals. And then this guy, ooh, be careful talking about your love for the magical. Like, he didn't say he loved them. He takes it straight to extremes here. Instead of engaging and having an actual conversation, you know, thinking about the idea that this guy said, I had a conversation with the magical. We talked about farming. It was normal. It was good. Instead, he's straight to wild accusations and insults. Oh, you love him so much.
I could probably sneak up on him.
I could. I wouldn't feel bad doing anything at this point to maybe rough him up a bit. I should feel bad, but I won't. Down you go. You were the bad guard. The other guy seemed cool. Well, I mean, I hope I wouldn't kill him, just incapacitate. Although that's the thing, too, that really, in many ways, is kind of unrealistic, right? Like, you watch TV shows, and as I've mentioned a couple times, I've been watching Lost, and there's all kinds of instances where it's like, we need someone out of the way, so they just smack them real hard in the head, and we conveniently just knock them out. And it's like, no, if you really do that to someone and you hit them in the head like that all the time, people are going to suffer, you know, traumatic brain injury. There's a lot of risk anytime someone is hit hard in the head. There can be permanent damage.
Without that proud cock and the delightful little puss riding on it, the Resistance would be in a dark place indeed. Oh, goddess, forgive me, I keep doing that.
Alright, we need to get back to the guard we've incapacitated, but first, let's just look around a little. So, I don't know, now I feel a little bit...
There's food left on the
I feel
table.
a little bit bad. I don't know, do I? He's obviously a bad person. He's talking about how people are not people and that they're animals, filthy animals who don't deserve to be in this city that, like... The city's been around for quite some time, right? That's the impression we get. So... I certainly don't believe that just that guy on his own built the city, right? His ancestors and the Magical's ancestors. Those are the people who built this city, so it belongs to everyone. But here he is comfortably saying, oh, they shouldn't live here. Based on what, dude? So, no, he's a really nasty fella. I think I don't need to feel bad that he's potentially seriously injured.
Keon? Where are you? Oh, no. You're not
You
going
need to go
after
do
him.
something else
It's
with
not your
yourself.
responsibility. None of this is on you, Keon.
I'm choosing to do this
not
because
just
I
the
want
one
to.
life, Anna. It's not just Bib. The Azadi take the magicals to the islands. They're not given passage to the Southlands. They never come back. It's all a lie. The old and the young families sent away to die, forgotten by everyone. That ends now. I refuse to forget. The Resistance will persevere without me. I'm not really one of them. I never was, I never will be.
You can be.
I'm Azadi.
You're Azadi. So what? I'm not saying what they're doing is acceptable, but are you going to free every magical on your own? Take on the entire Azadi army single-handed?
That's not the plan.
You're being stupid and emotional, and you're being selfish. You're leaving us when we need you the most. You're leaving me. Again.
What do
So?
you mean by...
My name isn't Anna.
Well, let's hear
I
it.
use a different name in every city. It's safer that way. In Sadir, I was Elena, but I never told you my name. You don't recognize me. That's fair, I've changed. You haven't, except for the, it's a good look for you.
You're the girl I saved from Vamon's gang.
Yeah, I'm the girl. What, that's it? I spent every day these past 20 years thinking about you, and I'm
Anna,
the
you're
girl.
being...
Oh, I feel so special now.
Okay, I just got it. She's driving me nuts. This is... Okay, obviously this was a really, really big deal in her life, but he's had a lot. He's had his own life, 20 years. He's had plenty of other things going on. She has no reason to expect more out of him, and she's been playing this weird game with us right along where clearly we don't recognize who she is, and she knows it, and she's acting like there's this connection here, that there's this sort of, like, deeper relationship between them, and Kian knows nothing about any of this. So then she gets... to accuse us of being the emotional one here in this situation. Like, she's being extremely irrational. It kind of makes me feel a little bit like the way some people get really overly connected to, like, celebrity, and you feel like, oh, especially like actors, right? Where people see these people acting in various movies and feel like, I know this person, right? I've followed them. I've seen them, especially if they play similar characters in movies. Like, they feel like this personal connection. But to the person who's the actor, like, they've never met you. They don't have that kind of connection. Like, they don't mean ill towards you generally, but also, like, you can't have expectations out of them on a personal level. She's having these expectations out of him on a personal level, and there's nothing to back it up. She's being ridiculous, and it's needling me. She's standing here like, you can't just go and do okay. Oh, and that's a good point too. You can't possibly sacrifice everything for this child. Okay, so in the first place, I'm not possibly sacrificing anything. There's a bigger goal to this mission, and if he wanted to sacrifice everything, that's his call. He gets to do what he wants with his life. But also, she wants us to stay just for her. Right? That's what's coming out, the truth here now. You're just gonna abandon me again. Like, why do I owe you more than I owe Bip? Huh? I would argue that Kian has a stronger connection to Bip than he does to her, because Bip's the kid we've been talking to, been kind of like a father figure for. There's been an ongoing thing there. It sounds like whatever's going on here with Anna, Reina, whatever name, like, it was a over and done sort of situation. Like, I don't hold it against her that it means a lot to her, but I do hold it against her that she is assuming that just because it was important to her, that it must be important to Kian as well, and that he's being cruel to her by not attaching the same importance to it.
Forgive me, Anna. Elena. I do remember you. Vamon was trying to...
Hurt me. And they would have killed me too if it hadn't been for you. You risked everything, and you stood up for me.
Because that's the kind of person
That was the first time
Kian
anyone
is.
had shown me any kindness. You brought me to Mother Ritana, and she took care of me for a while. I watched you from a distance for years, until I was forced to leave Sadir. But I knew I'd find you again someday, Kiana Varney.
That was... a long time ago. I was a different person.
And again, it was very one-sided.
No, you were a different person in between, but now... Now you are the boy I knew from all those years ago. The boy with his eyes and heart wide open. The boy who risked his life for others.
You didn't really
The
know
boy
him,
who-
though.
Oh, gods damn it. This is why you have to go. Not because you're Azadi, or because you're the Apostle, or the great hero of the Resistance, or because of your goddess, or because you're selfish. You have to go because this is who you are.
Okay, good. She figured it
The
out.
boy who saved my life.
Will you help them while I'm gone?
This isn't my war, Keon.
Maybe not.
Sorry to interrupt it. Again, though, here she is chewing us out. Oh, you're turning your back on the Resistance and me. You're being so selfish. But you know what it really is? She's the selfish one. What she's angry about is that we're leaving her. She doesn't actually care about the Resistance. She's not really committed to the Resistance. She's just kind of flirting around the edges of it. What a hypocrite. But I do feel a lot better that she finally is coming to the proper realization. Like, it's wrong of her to throw insults at him and try to stand in the way. This is his call.
It is mine. And I believe what happens here will change the balance for all time to come.
I didn't know you believed in the balance.
I didn't. Will you help the Resistance in my absence?
Fine. Fine. I'll help them. You're not pulling away this time.
Yes, I am. Back off. Ugh.
What was that for?
For love, you idiot. I've loved you since you lifted me out of that gutter and saved my life. I've loved no one else.
He never asked for that, Anna.
I don't know if I can...
It's taken me over 20 years to find you.
But I wasn't looking for
better
you in
fucking
any of
come
that
back,
time.
Or believe me, Kian Avane, I will go to the first mountain and drag you back, kicking and screaming, to the world of the living.
I just can't get behind this romance. First off, he told Liko that he's not into girls anyhow. But second off, and also very important, like, even if he was, he obviously doesn't feel that way about her. She's never made that big an impression on him. I mean, okay, he's larger than life in her mind, but, like, no one asked her to never have a relationship with anyone else in the intervening 20 years. She made that decision. And she made it like she watched him from afar in Sadir. She says, why didn't she ever talk to the guy? She's being very, very unreasonable and honestly kind of creepy. Like, that is not the way to go about pursuing a relationship. Jeez Louise. Can we... Oh, I thought this was the way we needed to go. Oh. Okay. So it seems like it'd be trouble if this guy figures out where...
Civilian, you're in violation
I
of
shouldn't have
martial
ran.
law.
I was hoping to, like, just come up behind him and, like, get him. We gotta take him out just like the other one, but we can't run up and surprise him. This one I can feel a little bit bad about, because we don't know if he was a bad guard, like the other one we incapacitated, or if he was a better sort of person, like the one who said, actually, these magicals maybe seem alright. We have to leave room for people to change and become better. After all, that's what Keon did.
From what I've learned traveling on cloud ships, this is a ship's bell. They use this to signal the crew when a load of cargo's ready to be hoisted up. A ship's bell, used to signal a new load of cargo. From what I've learned traveling on cloud ships,
Okay,
this is
and
a
that's
ship's
it on this
bell.
platform.
They use this to signal the crew when a load of cargo's ready to be hoisted up.
Well, so I am very glad that we finally got the story of who Anna is. 'Cause she's been, you know, an element in this right along and all mysterious. So it's good to have that revealed. And it's a good reveal, too. I like that. Someone away from his past. That's cool. But her motivations are just, I'm not sympathetic to.
Kian! Do not leave without me! Quick, pull me up!
He's here.
I could use his help. Take my hand! Hold on!
I made the choice to go. Maybe it's better for the Resistance if Liko doesn't, but if he really wants to, then I feel like, you know, I've been saying it's Keon's choice if he wants to go. Well, then it's Liko's choice if he wants to go as well.
Why did you pull me up?
You begged me to.
You're infuriating.
Because I pulled you up.
Because you continue to give me no reason to hate you.
Oh, sorry
Aside
about
from
that.
murdering your father in front of you.
Well, aside from that...
He's changing his mind, though. That's what that tells us. He really wants to remain resolved to hate us and kill us, but he's finding that he kind of doesn't want to anymore. That's got to be a little difficult in a way, right? That we gave him excellent reason to hate us when he was young, and we killed his father in front of him. And so for all the... It's an interesting parallel, right? Anna and him. Anna, who has loved us fruitlessly all this time, and then this guy who has hated us. But I feel... And they both have decent reasons, at least, for their initial feeling. But for Anna, it should have cooled down over the years. She should have moved on and lived her life. For Liko, I can understand holding that hate, at least, for a while. And then now he's getting to know us and finding that actually we're not such a bad person. But it's got to be hard, right? Because no matter how decent a person we are now, we are still the person who killed his father, someone he loved. So it's got to be really hard to reconcile, right? I could see it being difficult if I were in that position. If someone had killed one of my parents and I hated that person and was resolved to killing that person, feeling righteous fury, and then I get to know that person and I actually kind of like him, you'd feel guilty. You feel like you're betraying the memory of the person you loved if you can make peace with their murderer. So, I don't know, it's a tough spot for Liko here. Don't have sympathy for Anna, have a lot of sympathy for him. Okay, all your decisions have been recorded for Book 4. The actions and decisions you've made in Book 3 have already changed the course of your journey in important ways. These decisions will be remembered, and they will decide how your journey continues in Book 4. This is a summary of the few of the choices you have made and the consequences they may have in the future. Let's see what we got. Gian Alvani, I've opened up to others about my personal life. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not ashamed of who I am, but I'm also not comfortable with letting others get too close, and my words can be used against me. They can, but I think to get the most out of life, you gotta be willing to be a little vulnerable sometimes. You have to have at least some people that you show who you truly are to. Some people may address me and treat me differently because of what I've revealed of myself. That's on them and not me. Ooh, 97.7% of people made this choice, so we are in the majority there for sure. Alright, still Kian. The Azadi mechanic left without his tool and map. He'll know tomorrow that he was robbed at the Rooster and Kitten, and when his masters learn of his negligence, he will be punished. Oh, shoot. Was there a way to give it back to him and I missed it? Oh boy, I feel bad about that. I don't want to get that guy in trouble. Your actions will not go unnoticed. I made life worse for somebody. 45.7% of people also did that. I lured the rat into a tube and caught it with my bare hands. It was the hunter's way, but perhaps there was some other way to procure the ground crawler. Your rat catching skills will matter little in the grand scheme of things. I would be very surprised if the manner in which I caught the rat had an impact. Alright, 41.3% of people caught the rat in a tube. Off to Zoe. I threw my dreamer at the man in the suit. He was distracted and he got shot, but he still saved my life. Who was he? Why was he helping me? I mean, it's a weird situation, right? Maybe I misinterpreted. So when I just panicked and didn't do anything, I ended up shot. But was it him who shot me, or was it one of the eye in the hall? Did they shoot through the doorway and get me? He seemed like a bad guy for sure, but he did help. I don't know what to make of that. I will learn the consequences of my choice in Book 5. Oh, we're gonna have to wait to see anything come of that. Only 33.5% of people distracted him. Shitbot sacrificed himself to save me. Maybe he wasn't so bad after all. He wasn't so bad. From now on, in my heart, he's no longer Shitbot. He's Awesomebot. All the feels. Wait, does that mean there was a way I could have saved him? Because I would really rather have done that. 79.6% of people did that. Barudi's data is still with Reza in Iceland. Was it right of me to give it to Sully? Yes. And when will the Hand be able to publish the story? At least Barudi's doing okay, even though I betrayed his trust. I think if we had not betrayed his trust, very possibly, he would have betrayed our trust. Your actions continue to have consequences. 76.7% of people also chose to go to the hand. I still feel that is definitely the right choice in that situation. To try and get the information to as many people as possible and not keep it contained just to people, just a handful of people to decide whether it will be released or not. That's the wrong way to do it. At the Rooster and Kitten, I asked for something fruity and I got an onion. That's life, I guess. Your choice will probably have no consequence whatsoever. After all, what did you expect? Only 22.6% of people wanted a nice fruity drink. Back to Kian. I couldn't just leave Liko behind. He will prove useful to the mission, and maybe we'll grow closer and stronger as a team. Well, I didn't bring him because he'll be useful. I brought him because he wanted to go, and I think he should get to decide for himself. Your choice will have major ramifications in the next book. That's a little ominous. But 75.9% of people chose to take him along. Alright, book 4, Revelations. Since we're in a new book, do we get to check in with Saga again? I would like to see what happened to her after she left home. I'm worried. Nope, we do not. Reap Moon's greetings. April was adopted as a young child. She was the White Dragon's daughter. I don't know, Saga knows her story, but also if she's living in a house out of time, is it her own story and she's gonna be adopted and live it? Zoe's not hiding in the pipes, Crow. She's not sleeping with the goats either. They look very peaceful.
Zoe?
Oh, it just dawns on me. He doesn't know she got kidnapped by the rebels. Oh, and he's gonna be worried.
Zoe!
Because we told him... Oh no! He was so lonely and he finally had a friend again, and... we sent him to watch out from above and then, drown in his sorrows, huh?
Shoo, bird.
Oh, shoo yourself, you big hairy lug.
What in Jarl's name? I know you. You arrived with that Stark girl yesterday. You're her bird.
Her bird? I am my own bird, I'll have you know. Her bird. Pfft, the nerve of some people. Besides, I lost her. She done gone vanished on me. I am, it seems, an expert at misplacing beautiful young women.
She's not misplaced. She's with... the Resistance.
The Resistance. So she did find the rebels. And she didn't think to tell me. Well, some friend she turned out to be.
Well, to be fair to the girl, it wasn't entirely... voluntary.
What do you mean? They kidnapped her. Crow to the rescue!
Do you even know where to go?
So, where exactly did they kidnap her to?
I'm not supposed to...
Oh, come on, you've said this much.
I reckon the chances of you being an Azadi spy are rather remote. And that poor girl could probably use a friend. Do you know the old Sentinel Library outside the city? It's in ruins now, but beneath it, in the Enclave, you'll find your girl. Unless they took her head, in which case...
Hold on, Zoe! Hold on to your head! I'm on my way!
Well, though. That tells us that when he told her where to find them, he was being genuine. He wasn't just setting her up to be trapped.
Ulvik, the ever thirsty.
Don't you do anything bad to Ulvik.
Right, that's me. What can I help you with, Da? A bit too early in the day for a drink, is it not?
We're taking you in for questioning in relation to Azadi property
Oh,
that was
no.
stolen
Oh,
in your establishment the
no.
other evening.
Oh. Well, I'm afraid I know nothing about that, Da.
Good. Then this should be quick. Please come with us, Mr. Everthirsty.
And what about my tavern? My customers? It's the reaping. People expect the taps to be open and the beer to be flowing.
They're going to have to visit some other establishment today.
Oh no. He specifically said he didn't want this to come back on him and put his establishment in danger and... Oh boy. Well, that sucks.
I trust you got some sleep last night?
I would have, if you guys believed in bed sheets and pillows.
You are fortunate to be alive, girl. Who are you? Why do you ask questions about the Resistance?
Why didn't you get the answers from me immediately? Why wait overnight?
I'll keep it simple. Or maybe it's better to mention the rebels. On the other hand, asking for the rebels is what got me into trouble in the first place. Deny everything?
No, don't deny. That's not useful at all. You asked, so they know that you know. You're just gonna look more suspicious if you try to deny anything. So...
Or maybe it's better to mention the rebels.
Mention that you're looking for
I'll
them?
keep it simple.
Just keep it simple. Direct and clear. That's gonna be the best route.
I'm Zoe. I need your help.
Our help? With what?
I didn't know who else to ask. I need to get to the Purple Mountains.
I don't know where that is.
What about the Ular?
I'm sorry.
Obnaxis? Of the Venar?
I have heard of the Venar, but they left the Northlands. And Obnexus? Maybe a whisper. Long ago? Nothing more. I cannot help you.
Do you know anyone who could?
Damn. Is there anyone here who would know?
Perhaps. But you haven't answered my question, girl. Why should we help you?
Out of the goodness
For all
of
I
your
know,
heart.
You're an agent of the Azadi.
No, I'm...
Zoe! She's Zoe!
Crow!
Don't you dare touch her head. She's on an important mission.
I see. And who are you?
Crow, honorary rebel, long-term avian buddy, and occasional sidekick of April Ryan, rebel leader, adventurer, hero, savior of the balance.
Yeah,
That's right.
how does
Here's
Shepard
Crow.
not know him?
This is him. I'm me.
Well, he and April weren't
So-
really on great terms, so... At the end.
Where's April?
Oh, he doesn't know.
She can vouch for Zoe. They're best friends, tight as two chicks in a nest.
Oh, Crow.
I don't see April. Is she out on a mission or sleeping in or... Why are you both looking at me like that?
I thought you knew.
Knew what? What's going on? What?
April Ryan is dead, Bird. She was assassinated during an Azadi raid on Myria the winter before last. She died a hero's death and was given a hero's burial. We remember her fondly.
What?
I'm so sorry. Crow! Crow! Okay, I'm an idiot.
I've heard of this bird. Crow. So, you knew April Ryan?
We met a couple of times. I was there when she died. I found her. I tried to save her, but I couldn't. So, yeah, I guess I knew April.
You're the Stark girl. The one who dreams. They spoke of you. Bakim, Bryn, Chawan. They said you were one of us. Oh, this certainly changes things. But how did you...
He's gone. Of course he's gone. I should have seen that coming. It's not like he could just let Kian go without... Ugh, he's such a... Oh.
Simmer down, Anna.
Oh.
Simmer down.
Hey, your hair, it's so pretty.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Who's gone, Enu?
What? Oh, Liko. He vanished in the middle of the night, chasing Kian, of course. Idiots, the both of them.
Maybe this is for the best. If Liko can help Kian...
Kian. Big Azadi guy. People call him the Apostle.
You know him?
We met once, briefly. He was kind to me. But isn't he the enemy?
Not anymore.
Was. He's with us now. Defected. Yep. Well, except that he abandoned us again to go on a crazy suicide mission.
He left last night.
Of course. After everything that's happened, we just miss each other.
Oh, Enu, this is Zoe. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah. Hi. Nice to meet you, Enu.
You're so pretty. That came out wrong. Wanna be friends? Oh, sorry.
Zoe needs our help. She has questions. Maybe you can...
Of course. No problem. Leave this to me, Shepard.
I'm sorry for questioning you, Zoe. And I'm sorry I could not be of any assistance. Please, stay. Speak with Enu and the others. Perhaps someone here has the answers you're looking for.
Thank you, Shepard.
And
Where
yes,
are you
Anu,
from?
we can be
Your
friends.
clothes are amazing. Where did you get them?
They came with the jump. I'm from Stark. That's...
Across the divide, on the flip side of the balance, the world of science. Are you serious? That's incredible. I have so many questions. I don't even know where to start. I am seriously worried my head might explode. I think I need to sit down.
Oh, don't explode. I'm not that special. I mean, you're orange, and the ears...
I'm just a boring old Zid. It's totally normal. Holy crap, Stark. I can't believe it. How did you get here? Are you a shifter?
A dreamer. I just dream myself here.
Just dream yourself here. That's it. No biggie. You are the best thing I have ever seen. Seriously.
Well, thank you.
Really? Okay. Thank you.
So, what do you need help with? Shepard said...
I'm trying to find the Purple Mountains, and a tribe of magical creatures called the Ular. Someone, a Vanar named Abnaxus, told me to...
Whoa, slow down. Okay. Purple Mountains, Ular, Vanar, Abnaxus, right? Nope. None of that sounds remotely familiar. I have never heard any of those words before. Of course, there are a lot of things I don't know. I was a farm girl. A silly zidling. There's so much I don't know.
Oh, don't underestimate
But
yourself.
I
You're
do know
learning.
where to look
You're
for
curious.
answers.
Oh? Where?
In the library.
The library. The library holds all the answers. Do you have libraries in Stark?
Yes.
Never mind, silly question. Of course you don't. I'll go to our library right now and start looking. Purple Mountains, Ular, Abnaxus of the Vanar. Come find me when you're ready. I can't wait to spend more time with you. Ugh, sorry.
It's okay. Your awkwardness is acceptable. I'm not repulsed. It's fine. Poor thing. She's very insecure. That's rather charming that she thinks that Stark wouldn't have libraries. That those are a sort of thing just special to a magical world. And I do appreciate that she's so excited. Oh my gosh, someone from the other world, from Stark. It's sciencey. How cool. Whereas Stark being so close to our world, I'm like, it's a boring dystopia. Magic world is so much more exciting.
A round table? Check. Chivalrous knights? Check. Magic? Check. That's right, this would make for a great theme restaurant.
I can agree
Great
with
plans
that.
are probably laid here. Also, dinner. A round table?
Okay.
Check. Chivalrous knights? Check. Magic? Check. That's right, this would make for a great theme restaurant.
All right. Well, let's poke around a little bit.
Shepard, leader of the rebels. I wouldn't want to get on her bad side. She scares me a bit.
Does she? What, is it the horns? Maybe the hooves. If she kicked you, it'd probably hurt, but I don't know. She doesn't look... Is she a warrior? I don't think she's scary.
She's really beautiful. Alien, intimidating, but statuesque and elegant. Shepard, leader of the rebels. I wouldn't want to get on her bad
I wish
side.
I could have been more
She
helpful.
scares me a bit.
And inviting. If I'd known...
Well, to be fair,
I
they do need to be
understand.
cautious.
You have to be cautious.
There's much I'd like to ask you. Much I'd like to learn. But with Kian gone, my workload has increased twofold. Perhaps another time, when we're both not so preoccupied.
I'd like that.
I don't know what your mission is, but I have a feeling it's important, and that our destinies are entwined. We shall speak again, Zoe Castillo. When the winds have quieted, the clouds have parted, and the grass on the Great Plains stands straight and tall once more.
I do also think that's rather charming that she was concerned about whether she is saying Zoe correctly or not.
Maybe someone in the Enclave has the answers you're looking for. I'm certain they'll be happy to help. Have you spoken with the others?
No, I want to hear
If
all
the
of your
gods look
dialogues
upon
first.
you with favor, one of them may know something. Isn't Enu in the library looking for answers to your questions? You may want to speak with her again.
I absolutely will, but I'm going to talk to everyone else
Maybe
first.
someone in the Enclave has the answers you're looking...
Okay, she's repeating, so we can move on. We need to find Bob.
They look ready to go to war. I hope they won't have to. There are fewer rebels than I thought. Having seen what they're up against, I'm worried.
Yeah, but also, you gotta admire them. They believe in their cause, they're sticking with it, even if the odds are bad.
Equipment-wise, the Azadi are definitely winning, but righteousness counts for a lot.
Yeah.
They look ready to go to war. I hope they won't have to. There are fewer rebels than I thought.
The library's
Having
in the
seen what they're
back,
up against,
if you're
I'm
looking for
worried.
Enu. Feel free to wander around up here, but downstairs is off limits.
Very well. Okay, and we've learned from him that anyone labeled rebel is apparently just gonna have the... Okay, oh, Crow, we need to check in with him.
There he is. I should go talk to Crow. I can't believe he didn't know about April.
Yeah, he's gotta
Crow
be
and I
feeling
need to
just
have a heart
terribly
to
right now.
heart.
Poor guy.
There he is. I should go talk to Crow. I can't believe he didn't know about April. I'm so sorry, Crow. I thought you knew.
It's fine. It's not your fault. I just can't... I can't believe she's gone. But I sort of knew, you know. I felt it in my heart. And that final time we were together, it wasn't like it used to be. It was weird. Like too much time had passed and we drifted apart. I should have known it wouldn't last.
How can you ever know something like that?
Yeah, you can't.
He's not alone in feeling that.
Well, let's be a little more hopeful.
How can you ever know something
Don't blame
like
yourself,
that?
buddy.
You never know. You can't know.
Maybe you can't. Were you there when she...
Nice options here. We can be kind of vague or we can be brutal.
I witnessed the whole thing. But should I tell Crow that?
I think we should. I mean, he's an adult and he deserves honesty, right?
Perhaps better to avoid the topic and get him thinking about other things.
If he knew about it this whole time and he was still dwelling on it, yeah. But this is new to him. He just learned, and I think he deserves the truth. We've got to expect that it's gonna take a little time to process it, so...
I witnessed the whole thing. But should I tell Crow that? I was there. I saw it happen. I tried to help her, to save her. I know I was supposed to, but I... couldn't.
Not your fault. Bad things happen. People die. Life goes on.
True, but hard to really feel
Anyway.
that when you lose someone
Did I help
important.
with, the rebel thing? Did they believe you? That you're not a spy?
You helped so much, buddy.
You did. They do. It's fine now. They'll help us.
Good. They're not gonna cut your head off?
What? No?
Good. I wish I could have been more helpful. But it was 10 years ago, and I didn't really pay attention to what April said about that Abnaxis chap.
It's okay.
If you don't mind, I need to be alone for a little while.
That's fair.
Clean my feathers, sharpen my beak, reflect on the nature of life. Bird stuff.
Totally understand.
Is that a
I'll
thing
find you in
birds
the
usually
city.
do with their time? Oh, he's all the way out of here, huh? Alright. I know I need to meet her in the library. I will. Oh, you know what else I need to do is I need to check my journal. Look at this. Multiple people now. Okay. Oh. Well, now. We've got 2 slots missing. Does that mean that I missed some characters that could have unlocked, or do they just unlock out of order? Crow. Crow is a wisecracking magical bird who spent several years traveling across Arcadia and experiencing wild adventures with his best friend, the human female April Ryan. More than a decade ago, April rescued Crow from a fate as a caged sideshow. Together, they saved the balance between the twin worlds, but they drifted apart before April joined the rebels. They briefly reunited and reconciled shortly before April's death, and Crow still believes April is alive. Well, not now, but he did when this entry opened up. Crow met Zoe on her first trip to Arcadia, And though their friendship isn't anywhere as strong as the one between April and Crow, they're still fond of each other. April Ryan. April Ryan was born in our world in the year 2191. When she was 18 years old, she learned that she was a shifter, a person capable of opening portals between the twin worlds of science and magic. April traveled from Stark, the world of science, to Arcadia, the world of magic. There she learned of a great threat to the balance between the twin worlds. Believing this to be her destiny, she set out on a long journey to save the balance, accompanied by her best friend Crow. Following these events, April and Crow spent several years traveling the Northlands, before events led to their estrangement. After the Azadi invaded the Northlands, April joined the Resistance, and she soon became their leader. It was during her time as rebel leader that April met Zoe, and Zoe helped April regain her faith in humanity and in herself. But Zoe couldn't save April's life. April was killed by Azadi soldiers in a raid on the rebel base in Nyria, the swamp city, after Kian Alvane inadvertently led the Azadi forces there. Her body was burned in a traditional Nyrian funeral, but her presence is still felt amongst the rebels. Yep.
Oh, they add colour to the place, if nothing else.
A little bit. This one's not particularly
Beautiful
colorful.
colours,
But...
intricate weave. These would work really well in my apartment.
Do you like them better than the painting
They
that
add
Reza
colour
put
to
up
the
that
place, if
you didn't
nothing
really
else.
understand?
Beautiful colours,
Okay,
intricate
same
weave.
things to say
These would
about
work
those.
really well in my apartment.
Before we go into the hallway, is there anything else? I don't think so. We saw those people. Okay, the library is, I believe, down this one and to the left. So let's start over on this side. Okay.
They kept me locked up in one of those cells all night. This may not be a prison, but it's not far from it. I miss my tiny apartment now. They kept me locked up in one of those cells all night. I miss my tiny apartment now.
Anything in here we can look at? Nope. Very well. Let's poke around in this room.
I believe that mural depicts this place. The Enclave. Apparently, it used to be a library.
Still
The
contains
Great
a library.
Library of Marcuria, before the Azadi arrived. Now, Rebel headquarters. I believe that mural depicts this place. The Enclave. What's he doing? He looks nervous. Should I interfere or wait until he's done?
Let's
That's the
interrupt
guy.
him.
Hey,
God, you gave me a fright. I was just... I'm not... Are you supposed to be walking around on your own?
Yes, but you're acting awfully suspicious.
he looks guilty. What's going on here?
Which is why I decided to interrupt him, because he seems nervous, so it's not really our business what someone else is doing here, but...
This doesn't look right, but I probably shouldn't be snooping.
Now let's go ahead and snoop.
He looks guilty. What's going on here? Is this your room?
Well, we don't... we don't have our own rooms. Anyway, Keen's gone. I was just looking for...
For what?
It's Zoe, is it not? I'm Jakai, Benrima Salman's nephew. She said some very nice things about you.
Oh.
You'll have to give her my regards. How is Benrime? I noticed the journeyman was closed down.
Yeah, she's in Coldstone. They arrested her for colluding with the Resistance. She was sentenced to 10 years in the dungeons. I don't know if she'll survive that. Anyway, I'm sure she'll be happy to hear that you're back in town.
I'm sorry about your aunt.
How will she hear it? Does she get
Yes.
word in the dungeons?
Thank you. I don't know what I'll do without her. She's the only family I have. Look, I have to go into town on an errand now, but please let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Well, hang on, though. What were you doing here? It looks almost like maybe I could use an item on him, but I don't know what it would be. Maybe I should have let him finish and then said something. I was hoping to startle the truth out of him. What are you doing over here, Jakai?
Equipment-wise, the Azadi are definitely one of those big cow turtle things I saw back in town. One thing's for sure, I'm never, ever riding one.
Why not?
I'm scared enough of cows and horses.
You're
Adding a turtle shell and a giraffe's
Zoe.
neck doesn't really help matters much.
Okay, I'll admit, I am a little nervous around horses because I don't have a whole lot of experience around horses. I did have a friend back when I was in elementary school who had a horse, and I was at her house once and the horse reached over and bit my shoulder for no reason. So horses are big and maybe a little unpredictable, but cows, there's nothing to be scared of with cows. I grew up next door to farms. I had plenty of friends with cows. Cows they're very easygoing animals. They're also big, but they're a lot calmer in general, I think, than horses.
So many books. Which makes sense, given that this used to be a library.
But I guess I could see if you don't have any experience around cows. They're very, very big, so it could be a little
I hope
intimidating.
Anna finds a clue in one of these books. Part of me wishes I had time to stay here and read and learn more about this strange world.
Yeah, that would be pretty great.
So many books. Which makes sense. I hope Anu finds a clue in one of these books.
Man, I think if I were Zoe, if I were Zoe and I were in this position, I'd be kind of thinking like, okay, obviously I need to figure out, we've got to do our quest here, we've got to save the world, do all the dream stuff, but ideally after it all, like, she's been trying to figure out, what does she want to do with her life? Who does she want to be? Like, go here to Markyria. Isn't this so much better than living in Europolis? She might disagree. She might like some of the high-tech aspects of her life there.
Purple mountains, Ular, Ula. Nope, nothing, no.
It's still a good idea, though, Anu. We'll keep looking. But I think we're going to go ahead and wind
bugs,
things
please
down
don't kill me.
here. And then when we come back, we'll go ahead and start off by talking to Anu and then see what we can figure out.
Abscesses.
Oh, I'm just waiting for them to figure
That's
out.
a different type of ab.
We need to go to Abnaxis' tower, I think. Maybe we could find something there, ladies. That's the place to start.
The Turtle Mountains.
Oh, I don't want to cut her off.
Believed to be the petrified remnants of 3 titan turtles that rose from... and interesting? Sure. Relevant? No.
Interesting, though.